The news continues in West Africa, where Burkina Faso's military junta plans to extend by a year a general mobilization introduced to help combat jihadist attacks. The transitional President Captain Ibrahim Traore, who came to power in a 2022 coup, brought in the measure in April last year to give authorities power to requisition people from the age of 18 if needed. The West African nation has been battered by jihadist insurgency that swept in from neighbouring Mali in 2015. Thousands of civilians, troops and police have been killed. 2 million people have fled their homes, and anger within the military at the mounting toll sparked 2 coups in 2022. A decree which expires on April 18 will be extended by a year in order to consolidate the achievements and to continue the fight against terrorism in that country, according to the military. Top stories tonight. Again, Nigeria's national electricity grid collapses.
But the phone is...
Military declares Delta monarch, 7 others wanted. 137 rescued Kuriga school children get scholarships. South Africa's electoral body bars ex-President Zuma from May election. Thank you for joining us. I'm Felicity Ezewuike. Nigeria has been thrust into darkness yet again as the national electricity grid, centrally managed from Osogbo, Osun State, suffered a collapse at approximately 4:30 p.m. on Thursday, leaving millions of homes and businesses without power. This development marks the 4th time the grid is collapsing since in the first 3 months of the year, adding to challenges that have long plagued Nigeria's power sector. According to reports from various distribution companies spanning the nation's 36 states, 3 feeders were rendered inactive, resulting in widespread blackouts across the country. That the chairman of Eco Electricity Distribution Company, Dere Otubu, has issued a disclaimer on a publication made by a board member, Babo Egerego. In a statement, Otubu said the attention of the board of directors has been drawn to the recent statements online and print media from Babo Egerego, supposedly acting on behalf of the board. This is to state that the board of the Eco Electricity Distribution PLC did not and has not authorized him to issue any statement or press release on its behalf. They also urged the public to regard all communications from him as his personal views and does not represent the position of the board. Earlier, Otubu had reacted to media reports insinuating that former CEO Tinuade Sanda was still in charge. In South Nigeria, the Nigerian Army Defense Headquarters has declared 8 persons wanted over their roles in the recent killing of 17 military personnel at Okuama community in Ughelli South local government area of Delta State. The military released the list on Thursday at a briefing in Abuja. Those declared wanted are the newly installed traditional ruler of Ewu Kingdom, Clement Ikolo Ogene Rukewe, President General of Ewu, Professor Ekpekpo Author, Anda Owe Danis, Bakriri, Akeuru Daniel Omotegbo, Akata Malawa David, Sinclair Oliki, Ruben Baru, and Igoli Ebi. Staying with development in Delta State, some residents of Okuama community in Ughelli South local government area of Delta State, South Nigeria, who fled their homes in the aftermath of the 14th of March killing of soldiers, have appealed to the federal and state government to come to their aid. News Centre's correspondent Austin Azu brings us details.
It is 2 weeks now since the killing of 17 soldiers in Okuama community in Ughelli South local government area of Delta State. The aftermath led to the residents fleeing for safety, while the military took over the community. Most of the fleeing residents of the community are not willing to be engaged in a conversation, nor filmed. But one who pleaded anonymity said children, women and men of Okuama community who fled their homes are still taking refuge in the bush, with no shelter, food, water or healthcare facilities. He narrated that they have lost some persons to sickness and snake bites. He also appealed to the federal and state government and other good-spirited individuals to come to their rescue to avoid more casualties.
Rescue our people from the bush. Because as I'm talking to you now, the whole Okwama community has been graded down by these military men. There is no building remaining in Okwama. Because a few days ago, they carried 2 caterpillars to the Okwama when I'm still crying. But today, as I'm talking to you now, the whole community has been graded down. Because when the governor of Delta State went there, they deprived this man access to the community. When a commissioner of police went to the community to go and visit, they deprived this man access to the community. Nobody has went there to see what is going on in this community. Even though in the community people, nobody has been there to witness what is even going on right now. We now appeal to the whole nation to intervene into this matter. They should come to Okwama rescue.
He further called on relevant authorities to prevail on the military to allow them return to their community to enable them pick the pieces of what is left of their lives. In Delta State for News Central, I'm Austin Azu.
And we have Emmanuel back. Emmanuel, can you confirm you can hear me, sir? Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, great. So I'm saying that coming 24 hours after the burial ceremony for the soldiers, the declaration of these persons, including a monarch, wanted, was this a delayed announcement in your view? If not, are you worried? It took them 2 weeks to make the announcement.
Yeah. First and foremost, I really want to say that killing officers of the Nigerian army is barbaric, uncalled for, and we condemn it in totality. We don't subscribe to this. It's unfortunate that our gallant soldiers have to die that way, so we condemn it in strong terms. Now, the army has come to declare that some persons are wanted. Now, to me, I think it is a funny scenario. If you are declaring the OG of a Wu kingdom, declaring him wanted is uncalled for, because in the first place, you know how to get to this man, you know the road to Ibu. Let's assume you cannot even get across to him. Of course, you can reach out to the government of Delta State, who knows the king firsthand. Then the other Professor Ipopo, that was equally declared wanted, is a lecturer in Delta State University. All of these persons are accessible, so why not get the police to pick them up, and if it is true that they are involved in the killing, then let justice take precedence. I think the whole thing is becoming too funny, but then we really want to say the people of Delta State, we agreed over the death of our gallant soldier. We condemn that act in totality, and we equally are not so happy with the way the Nigerian army is going about it.
So I'm inferring from your comments that you are concerned that they are declaring these people wanted. Would you say that maybe, they just had the burial and they said they will find all culprits? Is it the pressure to have some action being taken, or to be seen to be taking an action? Could that be the reason for the announcement?
Normally, I really don't know if the Nigerian army has a legal backing to do this declaration of this 8 persons wanted. I think purely this matter has to reside with the Nigerian police. We are concerned about that. And if you are declaring a king wanted, automatically you are declaring the whole of that kingdom wanted, and that is an indictment on the part of Delta State government. So I think the army should have invited them officially, not declaring them wanted. It's another concern. We are not too sure of what is going to happen to these persons by the time the army get hold on them, now that they have declared them wanted. Will there be justice? We don't seem to know.
What sense do you get about the efforts to investigate what truly transpired and to ensure some level of justice, aside from the honors given to the soldiers, is carried out?
But as a social thinker, I doubt if there's going to be justice, because after the killing of the 17 soldiers, what has been the action of the Nigerian army in Okwama, in the Ughelli South local government of the other states? As we speak, from reliable sources,
Emmanuel, can you? Okay.
Involved. Go after them.
If you can hear me, just go ahead. I think we lost you for a bit.
What I'm saying, if the Nigerian army has said before now that they know those who are involved in this dastard killing of the 17 gallant Nigerian military men. So if they know them, why not go after them squarely? The injustice they have done in Okwama, I'm sure that community can never recover again. Besides, the Honorable Senator representing Delta Central Senatorial District, I'm talking about Senator Ede Dafinone, he has said that occupying that Okwama by the Nigerian army is tantamount to ethnic genocide. So where is going to be the justice? So I think under normal circumstances...
Sorry to interject, Emmanuel. We hear that the president assured there will be no reprisal from the army, there will be no attack on the community. But I'm inferring from you that the army has taken over the community and there is fear. And people, apparently from the report from my colleague, are no longer in their community.
As we speak, women and children are trapped in the forest for fear of reprisal. Of course, similar scenario has happened in Odi State, in Odin, in Bayelsa State before, where some soldiers were killed and the army came in brutal force. It tells one that kill a soldier, then wait for the repercussion that is going to come. But all of this cannot be reported in our daily medias. But then as we speak, Okwama can never be the same again. Don't forget, a few days ago, the house of our elder statesman, I'm talking of our father, Chief Ike Clark, was raided in Kiagbodo, Burutu local government, as a result of the killing in Okwama. So the soldiers have taken vendetta, and I'm sure they will not stop until they get their revenge. There's one thing to have a revenge, there is another thing to seek for justice. So if the soldiers are seeking for justice, fine and good. Nigerians will all support it. But taking a revenge is equal to what the killing that took place in Okwama is.
Emmanuel, thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you so much.
You're watching Tonight. Coming up, Secondus Sekibo declares support for Tinubu. Find out more after the break. If you've just joined us, you're watching Tonight. A reminder of our top stories. Again, Nigeria's national electricity grid collapses. Military declares Delta monarch, 7 others wanted. 137 rescued Kuriga school children get scholarships. South Africa's electoral board bars ex-President Zuma from May election. Good to know you're still with us. The kidnapped and now freed school children of Government Secondary School and LEA Primary School, Kuriga, Kaduna State, earlier this evening returned to their community. After 16 days in captivity, the children were released on Sunday in Zamfara State and brought to the Kaduna State Government House on Monday. They were reunited with their parents 2 days after. The joy that greeted their release suppressed a seeming controversy as 137 students regained freedom against the widely reported 287 that were allegedly kidnapped. News Centre's Marvelous Obomanu was on the team that escorted the children and their parents back to their community and joins us now on the news. Marvelous, thanks for joining us. It's been a long day for you. We'll make this brief as well. You returned to Kaduna some minutes ago. Tell us what the mood was like when these children stepped their feet on the homeland again.
You know that these parents have expected these children in the last 3 days. And so today, to better capture the mood, it was a spontaneous flow of emotions. You need to see how these parents reacted immediately they saw these children highlighted, at the community. When we got to the community, the parents were already sitting at that LEA primary school. That was the venue where these children were abducted. So that was where they were all, patiently sitting and waiting for these children to arrive. So immediately they spotted a government vehicle that was, conveying these children to the community. You need to see how all of them all ran out, to go and welcome these children, both the young, both the adults, the aged. All of them, they were all rushing down to the vehicle to go and welcome these children. Some of them, lacked what to say. They were only just crying tears of joy, happy seeing these children after 16 days in captivity. They were all happy, joyful to see their children back to their community.
I'm sure the whole country shares in that joy. Any information, though, about the 6 that were being attended to at the Army Medical Facility? Were they part of those that went back home?
Yes, I can comfortably tell you that, yes, the remaining 6 that were undergoing, medical attention some few days back were all, part of the children that were brought to the community.
How will you describe the level of security presence in the community to reassure the people that this affliction will not rise a second time?
Felicity, this is a discourse I don't want to, delve into, but now you've raised it. It's very disappointing. You could recall the last time I told you I was in that community and I counted about 19 security checkpoints. I took time to also recount those security checkpoints again. And upon all the promises made by the governor that they were deploying about 200 police personnel and, personal carrier vehicles to that community, I barely counted 12 security checkpoints. And in fact, some of the residents who spoke to us said they were able to see some of the security men on ground because these were the security with the convoy of the government. And apart from that, convoy that came with the deputy governor at their community, they've not seen much of, security presence around that area. And you recall that the IGP had already deployed 200 police personnel, but we were unable to see any of these personnel, just only 11 security checkpoints. Compared to the 19 we saw the other time. So we were expecting that it would be more this time around, but man, we didn't see much of the security presence in and around our community. So some of the residents some of them are doubtful that if what the governor said that he's out to tackle any form of criminality in the state will actually work. So some of them are taking that promise with a pinch of salt.
That's unfortunate. But before I let you go to finish your story, you have been in Kaduna for over 1 week and have interacted with a lot of people. What is your assessment of the confidence of the people in the promises by authorities to ensure the safety of life and property in the state that has seen dozens of attacks and kidnaps with this first quarter of the year alone? Your statement now is not garnering a lot of confidence, but let's hear what you have to say.
All right, listen to this. The particular Thursday when these school children were abducted, so many people were expecting that security personnel would be deployed to that community, but that did not happen. And then 3 days later on a Sunday, these bandits also came to that community and took 2 villagers away. And in fact, the villagers are saying that after that kidnap, they've been sighting most of these bandits within their bushes. Now, after that one happened, another one happened in Kajuri local government where 87 people were kidnapped. So this is the level of insecurity that Kaduna State is being faced with. And residents are saying that they can't sleep with their 2 eyes closed because they don't know which area, will be attacked next.
Well, we hope that the government step up. It is imperative that they do. Thank you very much, Marvelous, for speaking with us. Please catch your needed rest.
My pleasure.
Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani has promised free education to the freed 137 school children of the LEA primary school and government secondary school. Sani added that the school and the Kuriga community would be renovated, all under the Uba Sani Foundation. The governor stated this while he addressed the children at the government house, Kaduna, before their departure to Kuriga on Thursday. Sani said that after the release of the children, the state government employed the services of psychologists who took them through a lot of sessions with doctors and nurses, counseling and therapy.
And that is the reason why the national government have decided to support the family, and all the children of Mala Abakar will be given scholarship by the national government. They were all happy. Some of them were crying, meeting their parents for the first time after almost 16 or 17 days. They will go back home today by the grace of God. But what I would say here is that all the 137, like I promised them, they will be my children by the grace of God.
One of our headlines tonight, former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Uche Secondus, and members of the Presidential Campaign Council of the party for the 2023 general elections in Rivers State have declared loyalty and support for President Bola Tinubu and the state governor, Siminalayi Fubara. A former Minister of Transportation and the Director General, PDP PCC Rivers State, Dr. Abiye Sekibo, made the declaration during a news briefing in Port Harcourt on Thursday. The council supported the PDP presidential candidate in 2023, Atiku Abubakar, in the last elections. Earlier, a political analyst, Jide Ojo, was on the news and shared his view on this.
It's a political intrigue that is playing out. That I can say, matter of fact, is a political intrigue, and it's politics of relevance. So there is a issue of political survival, there is issue of relevance, there is issue of economic gains. Don't forget, if Secondus and Sekibo, I recall Sekibo was the chairman for PDP presidential campaign in Rivers State, but Wike did not allow him to bring Atiku to campaign in Rivers State. And it was that bad. So now he and Secondus are seeking relevance in APC and hoping that maybe now that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is going to compile his ambassadorial list and also board position, they will be able to gain one thing or the other politically.
The Labour Party is yet again embroiled in turmoil as its Board of Trustees has reportedly taken charge amid silence from the National Working Committee. This development follows the re-election of Julius Abure as national chairman during the party's national convention in Nnewi, Anambra State. While all members of the National Working Committee retained their positions, slots for representatives of the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress remained vacant. However, a statement from the party's BOT chairman, Sylvester Ejiofor, claims the board has assumed control due to the expiration of Abure's tenure and the perceived irregularities in his re-election. The statement emphasizes adherence to the party's constitution and the need to avoid a leadership vacuum, announcing plans for an all-inclusive national convention in line with a Federal High Court consent judgment and an agreement with key stakeholders. Fractional National Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party, Abayomi Arabambi, was on the news earlier and spoke on this issue.
We are challenging institutionalized slavery in Labour Party. We are challenging institutionalized corruption in Labour Party. And that was what we stand for. Nigeria are now beginning to see, if you go on Twitter, go and look at the obedience, they are now singing praises of Mambu Person and Apapa that they never knew what we were saying was the truth. So NSC, remember, NSC on April 2 or April 8, they came to the court, they invaded the court before Joseph Mazu. On April 17, last year, they invaded our party secretariat, declaring vote of confidence on this on Abure. So what has changed now for them now to say we are party vote of no confidence? We are not babies, for God's sake, who will be tossed to and fro to follow their wills and caprice. We are not going to do that. Our integrity remains intact. It is none of their business the relationship we have with Abure. At every point in time, APC managed to solve their leadership issue. At the point in time, PDP managed to solve their leadership. They have not been second route with the senator for Benue, Yosha Ayu. They have also with Chiomole, John Joyogun in APC. It was settled. But for us, as far as we are concerned, NSC, they have made some interloper. In affairs of Labour Party, they have no constitutional backing. So the announcement by Comrade SOZ Ojoko as the board of trustees of Labour Party, in lieu of the fact that they are claiming that vacancy of the national chairman of Labour Party is not a buyer, there can't be any vacancy until when we are back from the Supreme Court.
Nigeria's Minister of Works has given the China Civil Engineering Construction Company a 7-day ultimatum to complete the repair works on its section of the Port Harcourt-Aba Expressway in order to reduce the hardship being faced by road users. The minister, during an inspection tour of several key road projects in the south, south and southeast regions of the country, assured that government will not compromise on quality of roads being repaired and those being constructed afresh. Amadine Uyi reports.
It was an inspection visit of the ongoing rehabilitation works of the Section 4 of the Enugu-Port Harcourt dual carriageway, the Aba-Port Harcourt highway, and several others being handled by the China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation Limited.
The one they have done, I think 2.5 kilometers, they did the shoulders with asphalt. But going forward, they're going to do the shoulders with concrete, and we've directed that they should also do some cutting and fill with bitumen, to create expansion joint.
The minister commended the construction company for a job well done, but however gave them a 7-day ultimatum to finish the section of the Port Harcourt-Aba Expressway, saying it is causing a lot of hardship for users of the road.
So I'm begging CCC and the controller and engineers to do everything possible in the next 7 days and create a smooth sail, on this right-hand side. I'll be coming back. I've been here for more than 7 times. I'll be coming again for it. I intend to visit, all projects with this frequency. This is what Mr. President directed.
Those in attendance gave an overview of the quality of work seen on ground and the efforts being put in place to ensure that they are duly repaired and completed.
For the 2 days we've been on the road, it's been like never before. And I want to say that I am proud that he is exceeding expectations. And I want to say that I've been vindicated that the president did not make any mistake. His passion, his expertise impacts on the design, impacts on the quality, impacts on the speed, impacts on the durability, and in fact impacts on the style of project implementation.
The most important thing is not only the quality of the roads that we have seen, but the fact that it's being done at the lowest level of amount of money that they could spend. What is saving, what the Honorable Minister is saving the country, saving from the budget, saving the nation on the instruction of Mr. President is unquantifiable. This is democracy in action.
For his constant supervision of all projects in his ministry. This is what we were lacking before. Like he said here, he's not an office minister. He moved from site to site to ensure that the jobs are done according to specification. And that is what we want in this country.
The minister also called for the redesign of the second Niger Bridge bypass in Asaban, Onitsha, saying this will save government about 300 billion naira. In Abuja for News Central, I am Amadine Uyi.
You're watching Tonight. Still ahead, Junta extends general mobilization against jihadists. Join us after the break for more. South Africa's Electoral Commission said on Thursday it had excluded former President Jacob Zuma from standing in the May 29 general election. Ex-President Zuma said they received an objection which upheld Commission President Mosotho Mopuya without giving details. The decision came can be appealed if lodged before April 2. Zuma was forced out of office in 2018 under a cloud of corruption allegation. He is campaigning for the opposition MK party in an attempt to relaunch his career and weaken his former party, the ruling African National Congress, ANC.
In the case of former President Zuma, yes, we did receive an objection, which has been upheld. The party that nominated him has been informed, and so the objectors are being informed. You asked the question about the ballot and President Zuma.
Let's get the latest business news from our business desk.
Business news in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money.
Welcome to Business News. The Liberian Society for Earth Scientists and Engineers, LISESI, has asked President Joseph Boakai to withdraw his nominations for the Ministry of Mines and Energy. LISESI believes that the nominees, Acacius B. Coker and Charles Dennis, are not qualified for their positions. President Boakai nominated Coker as Inspector General and Dennis as Director of Mines. According to LISESI, these roles require individuals with engineering practices and technical knowledge. However, while Coker is a sociologist, Dennis is an accountant. LISESI's co-chairperson, Alphonson K. Hina, explained that the Civil Service Agency has clear guidelines and qualifications for these positions that align with LISESI's accreditation principles. LISESI advocates for the advancement of Liberia's mineral and mining sector and disagrees with appointing non-professionals to positions reserved for qualified individuals. The composition of Kenya's debt has potentially shifted towards external sources due to a weak shilling and increased borrowing from foreign entities. As of January, the country's public debt stood at 11.248 trillion shillings, with 55% being external debt and 45% being domestic debt. In absolute figures, external debts exceeded domestic borrowings by over 1 trillion Kenyan shillings. The latest data, which is until the end of January, may have changed due to the significant appreciation of the Kenyan shilling against major foreign currencies. The positive movement of the currency has resulted in a substantial reduction in foreign liabilities. The government aims to strike a balance between borrowing from domestic and external markets to mitigate vulnerability to external shocks. International Resources Holding, IRH, a subsidiary of Abu Dhabi's International Holding Company, has announced its intention to bid for a stake in Zambia's Lubambe copper mine. This move comes after IRH recently acquired a 51% stake in Zambia's Mopani copper mines, which has provided them with more opportunities to benefit from Africa's second largest copper producer. Despite Chinese firm JCHX Mining agreeing to purchase an 80% stake in Lubambe, IRH, a unit of Abu Dhabi's most valuable company, remains interested in acquiring the stake. This could potentially lead to a bidding war with JCHX, a mine servicing and contracting firm. In addition to copper, IRH is actively exploring investments in other energy transition minerals such as cobalt, nickel, rare earth elements, manganese, graphite, tin, tungsten, and tantalum. These are the business stories at this hour. Thank you for watching. I am Perpetua Fasami Peter. Bye for now. The news continues shortly.
Business news in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money.
This is a breaking news update on one of our top stories tonight. The traditional ruler of Ewu Kingdom in Ugeli South local government area of Delta State, Clement Ikolo Ogenerukewe, declared wanted by the army, has denied allegations of being involved in the killing of 17 soldiers in the Ukwama community. The monarch was declared wanted along with President General of Ewu Community Union and 6 others by the Defense Headquarters.
Well, like I said earlier, I'm not running away from anybody because I have done no wrong. I have committed no crime. And like I said, I'd rather add value to humanity than take away from humanity. So my number is in the public space. I attend functions until recently with all these happenings. I've also given a press conference earlier condemning this act. So I am not in any shape or form running from anywhere. I am available anytime I am called upon. The only thing is that I know that I have committed no crime. I am not in support of what has happened at all.
Let's now bring you some sports updates with my colleague, Favor Itwa.
Sports Update, brought to you by Corn Oil. Corn Oil, we go the extra mile.
In sport, the head coach of the Bayana of South Africa, Ezewuike, has admitted that it will be a difficult game against the Super Falcons in Abuja. Nigeria and South Africa will clash in the final round of the qualifiers for the Olympics, with the winner of both legs reaching the Asian Games. While speaking ahead of the game, Ellie said she expected the reception in Abuja to be hostile, but hoped that her team would live up to the expectation. Bayana will meet the Super Falcons in the fourth round of the qualifiers, with the first leg scheduled for April 5th in Abuja. The winners will join Brazil, Japan, and world champions Spain in Group C in the 18th tournament in Paris in July and August. The second leg will be played at the Loftus Stadium on the 9th of April, and tickets for the game already on sale.
Earlier said, it might be hostile because we know how passionate the fans of Nigeria are back home, and they will be screaming for their team, and we need that experience to be able to get over this hurdle.
Still talking football, the Confederation of African Football has announced the dates for the finals of the CAF Champions League and CAF Confederations Cup. The finals will be played on home and away basis in May 2024. The first leg of the CAF Confederations Cup will be played on Sunday, 12th of May 2024. The second leg of the CAF Confederations Cup will be played the following weekend, Sunday, 19th of May 2024. The CAF Champions League first leg will be played on Saturday, the 18th of May 2024, while the second leg of the CAF Champions League final will be played on Saturday, 25th of May 2024. And now to football on the foreign scene. Newcastle United midfielder Sandro Tonali has been charged with misconduct by the Football Association for alleged breaches of betting rules. The 23-year-old is currently serving a 10-month ban issued by the Italian Football Federation in October for breaking betting rules in Italy. Tonali joined Newcastle from AC Milan in July for a £55 million move. The FA alleges Tonali broke rules by placing 50 bets on matches between 12th of August and 12th of October 2023. Tonali was banned by the FIGC for betting on matches involving his team, Brescia and Milan, and FIFA later granted the Italian Federation's request to have the ban extended worldwide. His current ban means Tonali is not eligible to play again until August and will not feature at the Euro 2024. And now to Euro 2024 proper. UEFA will listen to national team managers' concerns over squad size for the Euro 2024 tournament in Germany, European Football Governing Body said, of course, on Thursday. A return to the pre-COVID-19 2023 player limit had been confirmed by UEFA after it was increased to 26 for Euro 2020 and the World Cup 2022, and coaches have voiced their concerns. During the recent international window, England coach Gareth Southgate and Netherlands manager Ronald Koeman spoke about the issue. Southgate has said that he will name an extended initial squad and is hopeful of a reversal of UEFA's decision. The deadline for the submission of squad list to UEFA is June 7th. The tournament begins on the 14th of June. Interesting time ahead in the world of football. And that wraps it up on Sports Update. Up next is entertainment.
Sports Update, brought to you by Corn Oil. Corn Oil, we go the extra mile. Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
Thank you for staying with us. The National Film and Video Censors Board and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission have joined forces to combat the glorification of crime in Nigerian films and online videos. This collaboration was solidified during a visit by the board's executive director and chief executive officer Shaibu Hussaini to the EFCC's executive chairman, Ola Olukoyede, in Abuja. Mr. Hussaini expressed concerns about the portrayal of crime and quick wealth schemes in the movie industry and internet skits. He emphasized the need to deter such trends and address the misrepresentation of EFCC in media works through public awareness campaigns. The collaboration aims to produce public service announcements and engage filmmakers and skit makers in seminars and conferences to educate them on societal implications of their work. Both parties believe this partnership will promote positive moral standards in Nigerian media. And now, exciting news for Sister Act fans. Whoopi Goldberg recently teased details about the highly anticipated next chapter of the franchise. Speaking at the Garden of Laughs event in Madison Square Garden, the 68-year-old actress confirmed Sister Act 3 is still in the works. She assured fans, saying, "It is still in the pipeline, folks. We are brewing something special for you." Goldberg shared insights into the script writing process, admitting her involvement to some extent. The original Sister Act, released in 1992, remains a cherished classic, showcasing Goldberg's talent in the role of Dolores Van Cartier. And that's all on Entertainment Tonight. Next is Trending when we return from this break.
Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
Now, moving away from entertainment news, EFCC is trending on social media for a very interesting and seemingly dramatic reason. Just while Nigerians were yet to absorb the news of the escape of one of the Binance executive, Nadeem Anjarwalla, from custody, there's a new development to the story. Tigran Gambaryan, the Binance executive currently in detention, has filed a lawsuit against the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, and the Economic Financial Crimes Commission, alleging infringement on his fundamental human rights. Gambaryan, a U.S. citizen overseeing financial crime compliance at the crypto exchange platform, claimed that his detention and seizure of his travel passport violates the right to personal freedom. He requested a directive instructing the individuals in charge to set him free without delay and return his passport promptly. And as usual, Nigerians are weighing their thoughts on this matter. Let's look at some of those reactions to this on X. Ubaka is saying, Binance have the guts to sue EFCC for duly carrying out their investigation and inviting them over. Who gave them such audacity? Nigeria is the giant of Africa. No matter what, suing EFCC is suing Nigerians. That's an interesting take. Lofty is saying, from escaping detention to leaving the country, now we hear they are filing a lawsuit against NSA and EFCC. Make it make sense. Is Nigeria a country or a virtual saying? Miss Law is saying, laugh out loud. He's talking to some Nigerian lawyers already, particularly racketeering ones. To be clear, the dude was detained pursuant to a valid remand order of a court of law. Plus, with the escape from custody by his accomplice, it is highly unlikely he stands any good judicial reprieve. Above all, they have been charged to court already. Government should simply hurry up with their arraignment so they can put a bail application before the courts. We have our last tweet from Homie saying, Same Binance that smuggled and laundered more than 25 billion naira in Nigeria have the guts to sue us after everything they have cost our naira and economy? That's all for tonight on What's Trending. Please join the conversation and share your thoughts across our social media platforms. We are at News Central TV. I'm Jadel Simon.
And that's all tonight. But before we go, let's take another look at some of the major stories. Again, Nigeria's national electricity grid has collapsed. Military has declared Delta Monarch, 7 others wanted. 137 rescued Kuriga school children to get scholarships. We also brought you news that South Africa's electoral body has barred ex-President Zuma from May election. Do send your eyewitness report to the number showing now on your screen. You can follow us on social media at News Central TV. We're live on DSTV channel 422, Star Times channel 274, Avo TV, and on YouTube. As always, thank you for watching.